Hello, we do want to welcome everyone to our Tiger Connect. This is a weekly opportunity that we're able to display different things that are happening within the Hattiesburg School District to I say all of our stakeholders. So again, thank you for being here. We're blessed today to have our counseling team. I'm Jermaine Brown. I'm the district administrator that works directly with our counselors throughout the district, that's K through 12. So we do have a random selection of our counselors today to present on different topics as you see here on the screen. I do want to remind all that our Tiger Connect is available each week at 12 o'clock. We also have an opportunity, and this is live during that time. We also have the opportunity to view the Tiger Connect on our Hattiesburg Public School District YouTube channel at 6 p.m. The night of each Tuesday. I just say that. So at this time, we'll go ahead and turn it over to our counselors. Thank you again for being with us.
Good afternoon. I am Casey Craft. I'm one of the counselors at Hattiesburg High School. We're going to present to you your Tiger Tuesday. The topics are social and emotional learning, conflict resolution, bullying prevention, and suicide prevention. We're going to go over our mission and vision first. The mission of Hattiesburg Public School District is to educate all students to become productive citizens of a dynamic global community. Our vision: the Hattiesburg Public School District is a model teaching and learning community that graduates productive and caring citizens who are prepared to succeed.
Yes, and our HPSD goals are, first one is academic success. All students proficient and are showing growth in all academic areas. Next one is community support and engagement. Foster community partnerships that support student achievement and school success. Third one is safe and orderly schools, maintain a positive learning environment. And number four is fiscal accountability, maintain sound fiscal practices.
Our first topic is social and emotional learning. What is social and emotional learning? Social and emotional learning is the process through which students learn and then apply skills to understand and manage emotions, set goals, foster positive relationships, and practice making good or great decisions. Social and emotional learning is the process of developing the self-awareness, self-control, and the interpersonal skills that are vital for school, work, and life success.
The CASEL 5. CASEL is a collaborative for academic and social emotional learning. They are the trusted resources for all things social emotional learning. There are 5 competencies that CASEL has highlighted as items that students need through their younger years and through their adult years to be successful. And the 5 are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making.
Okay, just to explain these a little bit more. Self-awareness is the ability to understand one's own emotions, thoughts, and values, and how they influence behavior across all contexts. Self-management is the abilities to manage one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors effectively in different situations and to achieve goals and aspirations. Social awareness, the ability to understand perspectives and to empathize with others from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and contexts. Responsible decision making, the abilities to make caring and constructive choices about personal behavior and social interactions across diverse situations. Relationship skills, the ability to establish and maintain healthy and supportive relationships and to effectively navigate settings with diverse individuals and groups.
Okay, so why SEL? So all learning is social and all learning is emotional. Students learn not just through teacher instruction, they learn through their interactions with other students and staff and teachers. So that's important for them to have that piece in their learning. Parents, parents and families really are a child's first teacher. They are the ones that the students, even the ones that they parents model what good social emotional skills are. So that's why they're so critical. Now, parents are critical because whatever they learn at home, we hope that will take place at, whatever they learn at school, we hope that will take place at home. So what I've done is I've added a link for parents, and that's all CASEL. Like I mentioned earlier, CASEL is the premier resource for all social emotional learning. So social learning, like I said, it happens at home. Parents are critical. Everything that you need here is SEL for one-on-one for parents. There are other websites in here that parents can use at their leisure. But I really encourage you to look at these websites. They have really good resources here. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, and social emotional learning, which is SEL, I know you see the SEL. It's really a lever for equity and equality. Advances educational equity and excellence through authentic school, family, community partnerships to establish learning environments. And really it's features trusting and collaborative relationship. And that's really important. Our students, yes, it's important to have a vigorous academic curriculum, but we do need that social learning piece as well, because kids need these skills to be successful in school and in life. SEL works. There's a lot of evidence out there, compelling evidence. Students who have been exposed to SEL skills, have improved attitudes about themselves, about school. They have a positive classroom experience. And in some instances, there's 11% point gain on standardized achievement tests. There are fewer conduct problems. There's less emotional stress. So it works, and that's something that we're looking to implement here at our schools on a regular basis. And hey, adults benefit from this as well. Kids, teachers can get burned out at times, but if their social emotional learning skills are great, then they'll tend to stay longer. They'll have more positive relationships with students. So it's important that adults get that benefit as well. And also, when you do have these social learning skills through youth and through adulthood, that makes you prepared for life and beyond. So that's what's really important about these social emotional learning skills. Excuse me, that's a tongue twister. Now we're going to move on to conflict management with Miss Angel Ruffin, excuse me.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We want to educate on conflict management because it is vital that students know how to handle conflict. Conflict is defined as a fight, battle, or a struggle. It can be verbal or physical and arises from differences. It occurs whenever people disagree over their values, motivations, perceptions, ideas, or desires. Sometimes these differences appear trivial, but when a conflict triggers strong feelings, a deep personal need is often at the core of the problem. So we can see a situation and think that it's something very small and wonder why a person responds the way they do. But when that happens, that means that there's something more important to them within themselves. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about the 5 conflict management styles, because like Ms. Smiley said, a parent is the child's first teacher. So it's important for adults to know how you handle conflict. Okay, so there are different types of styles. One would be the shark, which means you compete. One would be the turtle or the tortoise, which avoids. The fox compromises. The owl collaborates. And the teddy bear accommodates. So when you look at these 5 styles, each one determines whether the relationship is more important than the problem, or if what I need is more important than the problem. So I have included a link here, and it's a quiz. Now, keep in mind that this quiz is actually, this is not the quiz. This is the assessment. This assessment should be accurate, but you have to be honest. You have to know yourself read the statement, and then rank yourself. I rarely do this, I sometimes do this, I often do this, I always do this. So you choose one for each question or each statement. And then you're gonna score. So under each style, for collaborating, that would be statement 1, 5, and 7. You would look at what you chose. And I am gonna cover each style in more depth, but I want to show you this first. You choose what you chose for each color, because they are color. So 1, 5, and 7, and you will put the amount right here in this block on this line. So you would do that for each one, and then you will determine which one is your style. Are you a collaborator? Do you compete? Do you avoid the situation? Or do you accommodate or compromise? So knowing the way that you compromise, or knowing the way that you handle conflict, will help you to see where you need to be stronger. It also will help you, I'm sorry, let me go back to my screen. Okay, it also will help you to know the areas that you are weak or that you need to strengthen in order to communicate and work with people. So let's look at each one a little more in detail. The turtle or the tortoise. Turtles prefer to hide in their shells away from conflict rather than face it. When confronted with conflict, turtles will abandon their own goals and relationships and display passive behaviors. Turtles adopt an avoiding or withdrawing conflict style. So a turtle or a tortoise prefers not to deal with the situation. They put their relationships at risk. They also give up what they want because they just don't want to deal with the situation. So really, you're losing. If you were a turtle, it means that you need to learn other ways to deal with conflict. The teddy bear wants to keep the peace at all costs. Teddy bears need to be liked and will often ignore their own goals when faced with conflict in order to maintain the relationship. The teddy bear uses an accommodating conflict management style. That means what you want is not important. You give up your goals. The other person always gets what they want. So if you're an accommodating person, you likely will be unhappy, but you'll go along to get along. The shark. In contrast to turtles, sharks use an aggressive and competing conflict management style and want to win at any cost. Personal goals are highly important to overpower the shark, and these others are a low priority. So a shark does compete. They want to win at all costs. They risk losing relationships. They risk damaging relationships just to get what they want. And then there's the fox. Foxes are willing to sacrifice some of their goals. Foxes are concerned with both goals and relationships. However, even though the relationship is maintained during conflict, the compromise may result in less mediation, or you may still end up giving something up. How to handle conflict. In general, these are some strategies that we use in life situations. And there is a difference between a conflict and bullying and situations that you won't be able to handle with these conflict resolution styles. So, but in general, you need to stop and recognize what you are feeling, explain how you are feeling without blame. Listen to the other person and try to understand from their point of view. If you need to call in a neutral party, like a mediator, somebody that is not on anybody's side and can see both sides of the situation. A win-win, something that works for everyone involved. And these steps work well within the family system, within friends. And then even when you're dealing with someone you don't know, a stranger, you can try this if the situation is not out of hand. Now, if it's a attack or something like that, or you're being harassed or bullied, this may not work. Specifically in a school setting, we teach kids the 7 habits. One, we teach them to be proactive when dealing with conflict. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. I'm going to go through all of them and then go back. 2, seek first to understand and then be understood. 3, synergize. 4, think win-win. So what do I mean by being proactive? Habit 1 of the 7 habits. That means that the child or the person is in charge of themselves. They take initiative, they are responsible, they do the right thing without being asked, even when no one is looking. They choose their actions, attitudes, and moods. And they do not blame others for their wrong actions. We teach students that you always have a choice in a situation. It doesn't matter if it seems like it's not a choice, but you always have a choice. No one can make you do anything. And then this over here, the circle of control, this is very important when dealing with conflict. We teach kids to worry about themselves, don't worry about other people. And the circle of control explains that perfectly. With things that they can control their influence, their behavior, their mistakes, their efforts, their play, their body, their thoughts, attitudes, choices, actions, ideas, and words. These are all things that they have control over. They can influence all of these things. Things that they cannot control are their concerns. Those are things that are worrisome. Other people's words. Oh, I'm sorry. Other people's words, others' mistakes, others' actions, others' thoughts, their friends' ideas, or others' play. So we try to teach them in the school setting to work within their circle of control. And this is a life skill. So with your help in teaching kids to worry about things that they have influence over instead of things that they cannot. The second thing we teach them is seek first to understand, then to be understood. And we want them to be confident in voicing their ideas, to look people in the eyes when talking, listen to other people's ideas and feelings, try to see things from others' points of view. And that's really good with dealing with conflict. They need to listen to others without interrupting and try to see their point of view. Habit 6, synergize. When dealing with conflict, working together is better. We need to value other people's strengths and learn from them. Get along well with others, even people who are different than they are, to work well in group. Seek out other people's ideas to solve problems because they know that by working with a team, they can create better solutions than working alone. And lastly, to be humble. Habit 4, think win-win. Okay. Think win-win. I win, you win, we win. And that just means they create a balance for courage for getting what I want with consideration for what others want. Make deposits into others' emotional bank accounts. And what that means is they take into consideration other people's feelings. And they do things that add value and make that person feel good. When conflicts arise, I look for third alternatives. Okay, now this is very important. I did mention earlier in the PowerPoint that conflict and bullying are totally different. They're two different things. So we try to teach children the difference between conflict, being mean, and bullying. So conflict happens when there is an equal balance of power. Someone is hurt. There is a possible solution to the problem. There is more than one person involved in conflict. Both people or all the people in the situation play a part. A mean moment is when there is an equal or unequal balance of power. Someone is hurt. It was an isolated event. It does not happen over and over. So I think as human beings, we all have mean moments where we hurt somebody's feelings or we do something that we should not have done. And that can be physical as well, but it does not happen over and over again. We should apologize, mean it, and not do that thing again. But a mean moment is not bullying. Bullying, when a more powerful person intentionally hurts someone's body, feelings, or things, and this is the key, over and over again. And in Hattiesburg Public School District, we do not tolerate bullying at all. We have a no tolerance policy. And my co-worker, Carla Rawls, is going to come up and talk to you more in depth about bullying and how we handle it in Hattiesburg Public School District. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ruffin. I'm gonna go more into bullying. My name is Carla Ross, like Ms. Ruffin said. I am a behavior counselor in our Barker Middle School. The CDC defines bullying as unwanted aggressive behaviors by another youth or group of youths who are not siblings or current dating partners that involves an observed or perceived power imbalance and is repeated multiple times or is high likely to be repeated. So I want to reiterate what she said, the difference between bullying and conflict. This is something that happens repeated, not just an isolated event. Bullying may inflict harm or distress on the target youth, including physical, psychological, social, or educational harm. Common types of bullying include physical, such as hitting, kicking, and tripping; verbal, including name calling; relational, social, such as spreading rumors and leaving out of the group; damage to the property of the victim. So here at Hattiesburg Public School District, we want you to be proactive. Like Ms. Ruffin said, we have a zero tolerance for bullying. So be proactive. You're in charge of yourself. I have a can-do attitude and always try my best at everything I do. I follow directions without being asked, even when nobody is looking. I choose my actions, attitudes, and moods, and don't blame others for my wrongdoing. So if you notice bullying, if you sit down and you've realized that it's not conflict, it's not a big moment, it is for sure bullying, we have a new app called Stop It. Stop It is something that Hattiesburg Public School District rolled out in order to report bullying. It is anonymous. You can attach your name. You can have Messenger. I'm going to let you guys see a quick YouTube video of Stop It.
Not only do you stop something wrong or dangerous in your life or someone else's. Stop it empowers you to help yourself and to help others. Stop it gives you a voice to do what's right, to deter troublesome behaviors like bullying, cyberbullying, and hazing, helping to make your school environment a safer and happier place to learn and grow. What is Stop It? Stop It is a simple, fast, and powerful app giving you the power to make a difference today. You can report anything. You can report issues like bullying, hazing, violence, and inappropriate behavior on and offline, virtually anything. Doing the right thing is as simple as one click on your phone, sending your report in real time to people that care and are ready to help. Make no mistake, Stop It is 100% anonymous. Period. End of story. How does it work? Once downloaded, open the app and enter the access code provided by your school. Now, go make a difference. If you experience or are witness to something you would like to report, simply open the app, tap the report button where you can send a message, photo, screenshot, or video evidence to the people that can help. Hit send and feel great. Next, the people that can help will receive your alert. When necessary, someone can reach out to you with Stop It Messenger, 100% anonymous two-way chat. In some cases, you may want to reach out for help when times are tough. When you need someone to listen and to help, you can use Stop It Messenger. Let's start making a difference. Download the Stop It app. It's free.
So that was just a short video about Stop It. You can download it on your Apple, Android, and it's super.
Hey, all, please stay on. We're having technical difficulties for the moment. We should be up and rolling here in just a moment. Thank you so much for your patience.
Okay, I apologize for technical difficulties. You know, YouTube keeps rolling sometimes. It went bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you before it goes to this. And with your Stop It app, you'll go online, you'll download your app. Each school has posters all around campus that have access codes. If you ever need an access code, well, anyone at the school will be happy to help you find it. And it's super easy. Next is Dr. Guerin. She is one of the counselors at Ann Arbor Middle School, and she'll be talking about suicide. You have to go to the first.
Good afternoon, everybody. So we're going to take a moment to talk about something that is highly important, and that is suicide prevention and the measures that we take as a district. So it's no secret that suicide rates are up among individuals ages 10 to 24. So if you've been watching the news, you should be knowledgeable of all of that information. It is on the rise, and that is something that we try to work very diligently against, making sure that those things don't happen with our students here in Hattiesburg schools. So these are some warning signs that we want you all to look for at home, and these are warning signs that we look for with our students in the school environment. If a person talks about killing himself or herself, having no reason to live, feeling trapped, or feeling like he or she is a burden to others. Additional warning signs: if you observe withdrawal from particular activity, isolation from you all as family, or isolation from their friends, giving away prized possessions, looking for a way to kill themselves, such as searching online for materials or means, increased use of alcohol or drugs, or if they've not been using alcohol or drugs before, but they start to use that, those are signs too. So parents, we want to caution you. I want to go back to searching online. Please make sure that you are knowledgeable about what your children are doing. Make sure that you know what's being covered on their social media. If they have social media accounts, please make sure you're monitoring that, because you don't know what the interaction is with adults or their peers. Make sure that you know what's going on with them at all times. Warning signs, some more: depression, rage, irritability, humiliation, and anxiety. And these are things that we can see, you know, as adults, especially now since we are still very much so in a pandemic. These signs can pop up at any time, but if you see that these are some things that are ongoing, the depression, the rage, the anxiety, and you're trying to address those things in various ways, but it's not getting any better, these are signs that you need to take notice of. So what usually happens in a school environment, and yes, we deal with this particular issue at all ages, elementary, middle school, and high school. What happens? Students report suicidal thoughts to their teachers. Students also report suicidal thoughts to their peers. Sometimes peers will report things to us as the counselors, and they will report on behalf of their friends or their peers. Sometimes teachers find notes in the classroom, or students report concerns about other students, and mainly that's what we deal with a lot. So thank God that we do have people who are not just bystanders, who are not taking action because they're worried about their peers and other students as well. So this is how it operates at the school, and we work very closely together as the district's counselors. We collaborate a lot, so this is something that we do in our school district as a whole. The first line of defense, of course, is going to be your school counselor. When we get any type of notice from a student or teacher and administrator, sometimes parents call and let us know this information, and we are the first line of defense. If for whatever reason we're not available, meaning we may not be on the campus at that particular time, then of course the next line of defense will be your assistant principal or principals at your particular school. The third line of defense is the actual school building principal. On this slide, you're going to see that the Mississippi Department of Education, they have endorsed some suicide training as well for the state of Mississippi. And so Hattiesburg different schools. We want to make sure that we had our staff of the district trained in that manner. So you will see the Jason Foundation, classified employees and certified employees had to complete this particular training from the State Department, and we had to get certificates if we completed it correctly. This is just a copy, a little snippet of our suicide risk assessment that we use here in the district. And I want to caution you a little bit, we are guidance counselors. So we do have this district suicide risk assessment, and you're just seeing a little small portion of that. This gives us an opportunity to kind of gauge what is going on, how severe the threat may be. If the threat is something that is a little minor, the students don't actually have a plan for something, they've not shown any of the warning signs, you know, how to handle that situation. However, if the suicide risk assessment feels that the threat is moderate to severe, then we're going to always make the call to refer that student for some more intense mental health assistance. So that means we will refer them for a mental health evaluation or an assessment. We have a lot of facilities and resources in that area that we work with as a district. So we cannot tell you exactly where to go. We can recommend places for you, such as Pine Grove or such as Pine Belt. So we can make those recommendations, but if you have a place of your own that you would like to try, you're more than welcome to do so. But at all costs, any students who come before us and they have said that it's a threat to self, that they're thinking about harming self or killing him or herself, then we're going to contact the parent, whether the risk is small, moderate, large. The parents will be contacted. Also, we have to let you all know that we are bound by certain codes of ethics as counselors. So a lot of stuff that your children share with us, it is kept confidential, and we're supposed to keep it confidential. However, if there's ever an instance where somebody's threatening harm to self or others, then we have to report that information to you, the parent. We have to report it to the appropriate people. These are just some resources to kind of give an overview of different things that we have discussed today thus far in our presentation. And by all means, I think that you have our information. Some of you may already know us and where our particular schools are. You may reach out to us via phone, email, what have you. If you have additional questions, sometimes you can't process everything at once. So if you have additional questions for us, by all means, please reach out to us individually and let us know what those questions, concerns, or issues may be. And again, go back to this. It will be posted on YouTube later on this evening. So please make sure you utilize these resources. Click on those links at your leisure and make sure that you're taking advantage of this opportunity, taking advantage of these resources that we're providing for you today. And at this time, I think we're ready to entertain any questions that you all may have, if you would like to chime in, if you have any. Okay, Mr. Brown, I guess we will turn it back over to you if nobody has any questions. Are we able to look in a chat or anything to see?
At this time, there's no comments in the chat or no questions. We'll pause and entertain any that you may have. Here now, we want to thank our counseling team for focusing on social emotional learning, which is just a vital aspect of our students' learning. Also on bullying and suicide prevention. It's very important that one thing they spoke about was the Stop It program that we just implemented probably in mid-February. Each school has a Stop It code. There's been videos and presentations shared with students at the schools. So definitely ask your child and your children about what they know about the Stop It. And if there are any concerns, you can use the Stop It Act to report to the school. Again, if there's no other questions, we do want to remind you that, as Dr. Guerin mentioned, this presentation will be available beginning at 6:00 p.m. tonight. Then also want to remind you that you can come on live with us anytime on Tuesdays at 12 o'clock. Next week's presentation is regarding English learners. Those are our English language learners. Counselors will be on to present solutions and the process that they go through in supporting that student population. Again, at this time, we'll just pause for any questions. Don't hear any, we'll go ahead and end the program. Thank you very much for joining us.